Good day everyone. This lecture will be the continue of the previous lecture. We're still in this chapter. We will explore the topic of cultural environment covering for chapter 3, 4 and 5. The focus of the discussion is to understand how culture influence international marketing and the management practices. Culture exerts a profound influence on all aspects of human behavior and organizational practice. It affects consumer preference, communication styles, and even the perception of practice, product, and service. For international marketers, recognizing the perceived impact of culture means appreciating that business strategy cannot be spared from the cultural context in which they operate. Cultural understanding therefore becomes an essential foundation for market entry and long-term success in global business. Culture may be defined as the sum of value, ritual, symbol, belief, and true processes that are learned and shared by a group of people and transmitted from generation to generation. It is not innate, but rather learned through socialization process. The origin of culture are found in history, religion, language, and environment, all of which shape the worldview and behavior of individuals within a society. In a business, understanding this origin helps managers interpret why consumer and employee behave differently across the region. There are 5 main elements of culture that influence international business. They are values, ritual, symbols, belief, and process. Value reflect what society considers right or wrong, important or trivial. Rituals include culturally prescribed ways of celebrating or conducting daily activities. Symbols represent meaning conveyed through language, gesture, or colors, while belief influence what people hold to be true. And last one, the two processes determine pattern of reasoning and problem solving. Together, these elements influence how products are designed, distributed, and promoted across the different cultural settings. Culture directly shapes consumption patterns. For example, the Dutch are known for their emphasis for cut flower, reflecting cultural and historical value attached to beauty and trade. Culture is dynamic. It involves a society's adapt to technology, economic, and political transformation. The shift from agriculture to industrial and now to serving-based economy demonstrate how culture prioritizes and evolve over time. Change in value about family size, gender roles, and lifestyle reflect global exposure and technological advancements. Understanding culture change enables business to anticipate future trends and adjust marketing strategy accordingly. Successful international operation require adaptation to cultural difference. Adaptation involves learning local custom, adjusting behavior, and maintaining sensitivity toward cultural expectation. The process is not about abandoning one's own value, but rather developing the ability to work effectively within another cultural framework. The self-reflection reminds managers to be aware on how their own cultural background may bias their interpretation of foreign behavior. 10. Criteria support cultural adaptation: open, tolerance, flexibility, humility, justice or fairness, ability to adjust to varying tempers, curiosity of interest, knowledge of the country, liking for others, ability to command respect, and capacity to integrate into the environment. These attributes enable managers to build a trust and credibility, which are critical for developing lasting business relationships in international contexts. In cross-cultural business, 3 categories of custom are important. Cultural imperative are practices that must be followed to show respect and legitimacy. Cultural elective are behavior one may choose to adopt to build rapport but are not mandatory. And lastly, cultural exclusive are customs that foreigners Partners must avoid participating in. Understanding this distinction prevents cultural misstep and foster smoother negotiation and partnership. Adaptation in practice means assessing which local customs should be observed and which global standard can be maintained. For instance, when entering a new market, firms must evaluate product design, promotional methods, and communication style that suit the target culture. The ability to accommodate the cultural diversity without compromising organizational identity is a hallmark of successful of international enterprise. The study of American culture is essential for two main reasons. First, the United States remains one of the world's largest export markets, and understanding its cultural dimension helps foreign business engage more effectively with American partners. Second, American management and business practices have been vastly disseminated since late 1990. By examining American culture, both domestic and international managers can better appreciate how culture and assumptions shape leadership and organizational behavior globally. Communication is not limited to language. It encompasses tone, context, and formality. In international business, face-to-face interaction, internet communication, and negotiation style vary greatly. For instance, some cultures value directness and speed, while others emphasize politeness and patience. Understanding these differences ensures the message are conveyed respectfully, accurately, preventing miscommunication and conflict. The role of women in management differs widely across cultures. In many societies, female leaders continue to face significant challenges in negotiation and authority. However, there is a growing recognition of gender diversity in corporate governance, as seen in the increasing of percentage of women serving on corporate boards. Awareness of gender dynamic help organizations foster inclusive practices and improve cross-cultural collaboration. Ethical decision-making in global business involves balancing universal principles with local norms. Three critical framework guides such a decision iteration ethic, which asks whether actions serve the greater good, right of the party, which evaluates the respect for individual rights, and justice or fairness, which consider equity among stakeholders. Business must ensure that the policies and employment, consumer protection, and environmental stewardship uphold their ethical principles. Ethical and social responsibility deletion. Social responsibility extends beyond profit to include respect for human rights, environmental protection, and political neutrality. Companies operating internationally must avoid practices such as bribery and political interference. Upholding social responsibility not only enhances reputation but also contributes to sustainable development. Ethical leadership, therefore, remains a central component of effective international management. In conclusion, culture represents the shared system of meaning that shape behavior, consumption, and management across societies. Understanding cultural diversity allows business to operate ethically, manage effectively, and communicate with sensitivity in the global marketplace. Thank you for listening, and I welcome any question if you may have to ask to the topic. Thank you again.